All right, everyone. We got head coach Ben Olsen here for you. Ben, just to kick it off, your thoughts on your excitement and signing extension with the club through 2026 and
Oh yeah,
staying around here.
yeah. It certainly wasn't on my brain this week. It was mostly about Austin, but I'm falling in love with this club and this city, and I'm very happy to be sticking around. So that's good if you want me to stick around. If you're not, tough luck.
All right, we'll start in the room. David, go ahead.
Hi, Ben. Obviously, you've been through a lot, right? And now you get a new extension. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So now, the goals, they might be the same, but, just if you can tell us about your goals once again.
Goals for the team this year?
Any goal you have?
My goals are the team's goals and what this organization can accomplish, and there's so many of them. It's hard to kind of say, okay, this is what we want to accomplish, other than what has been said from the get-go. I want to be a part of resetting this organization and make it one of the best organizations in the league. And there's a whole bunch of different ways that the organization is going to hopefully make that happen. On our end, it's again playoffs in a sustainable way and putting ourselves in the postseason to compete for trophies. That's the easy one for us. But there's little ones. There's re-energizing a fan base. There's building a culture here that is sustainable as well, and one that's enjoyable to come to work every day in. And there's creating an identity of what this team, how this team plays, and one that resonates with the community and our fans. And then the front office has their goals and how they're going about trying to push this club forward in a very dynamic league and a fast-growing league. So all that said, I think we have the pieces here with the organization. I think we have it's a wonderful city and an infrastructure that lends us to continue to grow, and I'm happy to be a part of it on the soccer side for the next year or so.
And then also, you mentioned, right, the fan base. Tomorrow, has been said that there might be a guy who could probably help you out with that, right? I got you. How do you plan to incorporate him within the team?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to. We're thrilled. Let me start by saying we're thrilled that he's back, and how he plays into this and how we bring him along over the next month. That's a conversation that we're having constantly within the coaching staff, within the powers that be, and the sports science department. He's an important player for the organization and for our team. So we have to make sure we're doing it in a responsible way. But in the short term, having him out on the field this week is really, really exciting.
And then also, right, with the sports science, last year you guys, we said it that y'all were pretty good with injuries, right? Y'all didn't have any. You knocked on wood, I remember that. Now, you guys have had some knocks, but how much do you trust your team with that?
I should have knocked on something else last year, but it was great, and we did a good job this year. Every year is different, right? And the rhythm of this year was very different too with CONCACAF. I don't necessarily blame injuries on CONCACAF, but that is one part of I think some of the soft tissue stuff that we have. But we're also we're fine-tooth combing everything that we do right now, from a load standpoint, from a return to play, medical. We're on it, and we've got a lot of really good, smart people, and they've shown, and we've shown that we can have an injury-free season. So we just have to get back to it. We also went far into the season last year, and we put a lot into that. And it was a short off season, short preseason. So there's a lot of factors to it. It's never just one thing. So we're looking at everything, but hopefully we're through that. Sebastian trained for some of the week, and Hector's training for some of the week. So there's two back, and Mika, got back, and no issues there. So the injury list is pretty short right now, and hopefully we can get through that period that we just went through and be better in the future.
All right. we'll go to Zoom. Sam, go ahead, start us off. Sam, you're muted if we can't quite hear you if you're talking.
Hello, man.
Hi, Sam. Yep, I got you now.
How you doing? Yeah, congratulations
Thank you.
on the extension. I want to ask you, the earlier guy, you answered, you said what made you who paid to paper to extend. I want to ask you, what aspect of the club's direction and potential excites you the most as you commit to this extension?
I don't know if it's just one area, Sam. You know, we all make decisions because of a lot of different factors. I've said, you know, my relationship with our general manager and sporting director, technical director Asher Mendelson, Pat, and my relationship with the ownership and what how I obviously interact with them but there's that from a personal level, but there's also what they're selling and what they're trying to create here, and you know I believe in that, and I want to be a part of what the vision that they're laying out for me. And again, you can ask what vision, and I kind of mentioned that earlier about kind of a club-wide development and pushing, and whether that's more fans, better fan base, better fan experience, better team on the field, better identity, higher profile players, you know, being more relevant in the MLS and in the soccer scene in this country. So all these things we want to continue to push. And again, so it's not one thing. I love the city already. My family has integrated very well, much better than I thought, as this was our first move as a family. So the kids are doing great, and my wife is you know, still putting up with me.
Congratulations once again.
All right, we'll go
Thank
to
you.
Joey. Joey, go ahead.
Hey, Ben. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the Open Cup draw yesterday and this match with Detroit coming up.
Yeah, it's, you know, I'm sure it'll be, you know, I don't know too much about the Detroit team, but I will. You know, we'll take them very seriously and make sure we're well versed and the players are well versed on how to win that game. But you know, we take the Open Cup serious, and we're going to try to go after it again this year.
The second team so far this year has yet to get a win. How do you see the balance between that team getting results and them being used as an avenue for players to get minutes and to develop?
Look, I feel for Kenny because not winning is emotional, and for him and his staff. But I see him day to day, and they're doing a hell of a job. And it's not really about winning. Of course, you know, when you sign pro athletes and you put all those resources into that, you want to win games. That's, you know, without saying. But there's a lot going on with that team, and kind of some transformations that it's somewhat normal. But there's more of an individual component to that team, and seeing it's a development tool for the club and for the first team, and we're seeing some great prospects coming through there and getting real minutes, and really that's the benefit again from my end. But it doesn't make it any easier because again, Kenny has a very, very tough job. Also, they've had 2 red cards, and so they've, you know, as Kenny told me, he goes, well, we could start with keeping 11 guys on the field. That gives you a chance. And I've been to 2 of the games, the ones early here, and you know, they played some really high quality stuff. And as I said, there's some real individuals on there that we have our eyes on.
Thank you so much, Ben.
All right, John, go ahead.
Congratulations on the extension, Ben.
Thank.
I just wanted to get your opinion on Austin, what you've seen from them, and what will be some of the keys to the match tomorrow. All right.
Well, they've always been really difficult to play against, and they're very well coached. I know Josh since I was 16 years old, so we've played on a 20s, Olympics, World Cup team together. So I'm very familiar with him and how he goes about a team, and I got a lot of respect for him and how he goes about coaching and the positions he puts his team in and how clear they are in what they want to do. So he'll be prepared. The team will be prepared for us, and I'm very much looking forward. I think it should be a good game. They can build, if you don't press right against them, they're always capable of connecting passes around you and pushing you back and making you defend for long stretches. They're clever in the final third, aggressive outside backs, overloads, service that's, again, always of the highest quality. They got some individuals in Jerussi, Pereira that are, I think as good as anybody in this league. And again, they're collective. They're well versed and they're clear on what they're going to do. So it will be a very, very difficult matchup, as every time we've ever played them. It's always a fun game. It seems to be a high level tactical game, and we're looking forward to it from a player standpoint, coaching standpoint, and organization. The Texas Derby situation, this is new for me last year. Our rivals were always out of state with DC, so this interstate rivalry is a lot of fun.
All right, Dustin, go ahead.
Hey, Ben.
Dustin.
We've seen Sebastian Kowalczyk kind of playing in that number 9 role, that false kind of number 9 role. Heard him talking to Glenn about that. Is that something, that you have planned for him? Is it something you think will keep going for him, or just could you speak on his versatility?
We're week to week around here. So we'll size up the opponent, we'll size up ourselves and who's healthy and what we can do to try to get a result. And, Sebastian, fortunately we have a lot of guys that are adaptable and willing to be out of their comfort zone to help the team. And he's done that. Again, we've played Amin there and moved Amin back just because we want to get him more touches. And Sebastian has some interesting qualities that we think can give us some success with that structure. But, is that something that's sustainable for us? Probably not. But this is what a season looks like. It's dynamic, and you have to figure out different puzzles to try to get results. And I credit the guys for being able to, again, be resilient and adapt and find a way to get some points up until this point. But as I said, Sebastian Ferreira will be back, and he's our number 9.
Thanks, Ben.
Herman, go ahead.
Hey, Ben. Congratulations on the contract
Thanks, Herman.
extension. Well deserved.
Thank you.
The team currently sits tied for second in the conference, giving all the adversity to begin the year. And while we were in the midst of all that adversity, you told me we're playing well. The results will come. And I believe part of the success is the culture that you built here in the team, where everybody wants to contribute and everybody gives it their 100%. Can you please talk about that culture that when you first got to the team to where you're at now, and how that will drive the team going forward for the rest of the year now that the pieces are starting to fall into place for you and you kind of navigated this ship nicely? Thank you, sir, and congrats again.
Okay, a lot in there, but I think there's some compliments and some questions. So I guess, I do believe players drive culture. And so, I kind of push it to them and that we have some good experience in that locker room. Guys that have been around. We've talked about being very purposeful on bringing in winners here, and winners that have been in good cultures, that have raised trophies, and they understand what it should look like and what it shouldn't look like. And fostering that is hopefully a strength of mine, but again, really the players kind of drive that. And I think that is maybe sometimes when the game's very even, maybe that culture and maybe that collectiveness can get you over the top. But so can a lucky bounce, and so can a bad call, or so we just got to stay very, very, very humble right now and understand that every game we've been in could have gone the other way. And we made a few plays that got us into this spot. And but the collective is very important to me, and I think most coaches, right? In modern soccer, it's very, very important to be doing things together, and our team buys into whether it's on the ball or off the ball. Everybody has a role, and we have to make sure that you're holding that you're holding your end of the bargain up, and it's just that becomes cultural when you have enough guys that have experience and they just don't accept anything but that.
No, sounds good. And can you speak about how, that culture that you're speaking of? Have a team full of players that can definitely start and they all want to contribute. How do you manage that? I believe that's an art to keep everybody happy and contributing to the field. As we've seen the depth of this team be tested the past couple of weeks.
Well, you don't keep them all happy. That's the first thing. I'm sure I've got 2 or 3 in there that would like my head on a stick. But that is part of being a coach, and you try to do what's best for the group. And again, I wasn't happy as a player when I wasn't playing, but for the most part, guys go about it in the right way. And I will say the fact that we've had some injuries, right? I've talked about just changing that into opportunity for guys and coaching staff to kind of redesign some things and try to tweak and figure out ways to go about games. And then also with the players, the opportunity to come in and not only show that they can do it and when we need them, but also bring some tension on a daily basis to start and make some of the starters that come back feel that they need to up their game, because staying sideways is very dangerous. I've said that many times, and we just got to keep pushing, because we're nowhere near where we need to be right now. We've got a long way to go. We got to incorporate Hector in. We got to get some new signings in, and so this is going to continue to evolve. And then you add new players, and then you have to develop new cultures, and things change every time you bring someone in the building. So looking forward to that. I don't know if that answers your question, but I'm running out of answers.
Hector, go ahead, and then we'll wrap up with Sam.
Thanks. It's Hector Lasserie for Plus Sports here in Mexico City. Wanted to ask a couple about Hector Herrera. Is he going to be having a minute limit in his first games? And if everything goes according to plan, when would he be able to play the whole 90?
He's not 90 minutes fit, I'll tell you that. And I don't. We have internal minute lists, restrictions on him. Yes, for tomorrow. And as far as how long he is, how long it takes him to get to where we can rely on him for a full game, that's going to be week to week and how this thing develops. It always doesn't just go like this. He gets back and you add. When you're out this long, sometimes it goes like this. But as long as we get it moving in the right direction, I have a good sports science crew here that and trainers that they'll make sure he's moving in the right direction at a safe but aggressive pace.
We'll let Sam jump in, then Jorge, you are the last one. That's it. We'll wrap up after Jorge. Sam, go ahead.
All right, Coach. Austin comes to town. The team is third in the Western Conference. When you look at your team and the beginning of the season, without more DP, the team is getting results on the road, difficult places. How important is it for you? Because when I spoke to Ibrahim, he said when he want to come on, you tell him to go do his thing. How important, allowing players to express themselves and make their own decisions without taking eyes off a tactical plan in the overall team performance of your team.
Did you say I have zero tactical plan and all I do is tell the players to go out and have fun?
No.
Sam, that's what I think you said, man.
No, I said you allow them to,
I know what you're saying, Sam. I'm just joking.
All right.
I don't know, Sam. The way we try to give them as much information as possible, what we want to do, and like every coach, how we want to attack, how we want to defend, give them principles, But within that, it's still a great sport in that these players have to figure out solutions on their own and problem solve and build relationships out there with other players. I'm so thankful and happy for Ibra this year in what he's been able to do. It was a long year for him in the transition last year, and to see him kind of finding his way in this league, that's an exciting thing for a coach to watch that, because ultimately coaches want to see players have better careers and improve under their watch. I really believe that, and that's where I think some of the few joys of this job is that, and seeing these guys play at some of their highest levels under you. So he's been great, and hopefully the players feel like they have freedom here within a structure.
Thank you. Wish you good luck on Saturday.
All right, Jorge, wrap us up here with a strong one.
Hey, Coach, just a quick one. Congrats on the extension. I wanted to ask you, do you see yourself being in Houston as long as you were at DC?
Yeah, not many coaches do that in this day and age in the MLS. I would be thrilled with that. I believe in kind of loyalty and staying somewhere as long as you can, as long as they want you, and as long as you're doing a good job. But I'm also a realist. This stuff has its shelf life, and so we'll see. I don't know. I haven't thought about that really. That's not my. I don't come into this with that goal, but I'm year to year and doing the best job I can for the organization and for the ownership has supported me. So that's, I guess, how I'm going to skirt that answer.
Thank you, man.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
We'll wrap it up.